Emotions are an important part of daily life and human existence in general. We go through a lot of emotions throughout the day, and emotions actually feed us a lot of information. In fact, we go through so many often throughout the day that we kind of forget that they're even there in a way. And oftentimes they become kind of a force of their own and can really drive our behaviors and create a life that either we really enjoy and excites us, or one that causes us really to feel upset and wanting to change it. So I want to ask you today, how are you feeling? Have you made a habit of checking in with your emotions and seeing how they're affecting your life, your behaviors, and in general, your contentment? Hi, my name is Keisha Dent. I'm a certified consulting hypnotist and the author of Life Change Now. And today I wanted to continue on the video that we did last week. We kind of talked a little bit about emotions and discussed how, if emotions can be controlled. And indeed, we've arrived at the conclusion that it can be, obviously. So today, I really want to kind of talk a little bit more about emotions and thoughts, and also ways to feel better every day. So again, doing what I do, I certainly talk to a lot of people who are experiencing emotions that either may be getting in the way of them achieving a certain goal or going after a certain thing or making a certain change in their life, or perhaps sometimes the emotions themselves are the entire topic. Perhaps the emotions they're experiencing could be giving them a certain experience that they don't want to experience. Much like my panic attack story that I spoke about last week. And because of that, I kind of know how important emotions are. So again, to reiterate, what are emotions? Okay, so emotions are essentially physical responses in the body, and that they're responding to different stimuli. They could be a neurological stimuli, physical stimuli, or mental stimuli. And emotions, interestingly enough, I like to kind of view as an interpretation of things, So obviously, living on this very, very interesting planet, there's so much going on that our brain's main job is to simply make interpretations, judgments, to make order out of the chaos, if you will. Okay, because we know now through science that basically what we are simply all one connected energy field. We're all a soup of different atoms, molecules, chemicals, and down when you get to really the quantum level, there's really kind of no beginning or end between, say, my hand and this table and a plant back there. It's all one thing that has different densities of things. So, of course, this very chaotic and mind-blowing fact, we have to be able to make order, to be able to have a fulfilling life and be able to move forward. So, enter our thoughts, right? Enter the mind. So the mind is constantly thinking about all the things that are going around you. It constantly thinks about all the things that are happening to you. And these are thoughts, right? Mental activity. Now, we know that a rule of the mind is that every time you have a thought, it actually creates a physical response in the body. You may be able to register that physical response, or you may not. It may be so subtle that you really don't think anything about it or notice it. Now, the thing about it is, thoughts are, again, interpretations. So in essence, are thoughts real? I would say not entirely. Thoughts are really subjective interpretations of the things that happen to us and the things that happen around us, okay? And oftentimes, the thoughts that we make, the judgments that we make about the things in the world around us are kind of negative or erroneous or just not serving us in the best way. Now, of course, again, when we have thoughts, we are going to create physical sensations. And that's when emotions can kind of come in, okay? And emotions are kind of a way where you feel a thought in the body and it creates a feeling, which is why we call emotions feelings. So I'd like to ask then, are emotions real? They're certainly real in the sense that yes, they're something that exists, they're happening. But however, you can also argue that they're not, because they are, again, certain responses to certain interpretations, and therefore are not entirely true, not entirely real. They're just simply a response. So I like to just bring this up. It's just a different way to view emotions that we may be going through, okay? And to kind of take a step back and be like, I wonder if this is truly serving me, and I wonder if I can actually make a different choice with this. Now, of course, as far as feeling better every day, especially if you're someone who struggles with emotions, and I know me being someone who's very emotional, I often will go through a little period of time where I can find myself low. And, this happens for like a day or a couple days, and I don't particularly care for it. I want to climb out of it. But it's good to see when I realize that this is happening, if I can perhaps shorten that period of time and be able to actually feel a little bit better. Okay? So when it comes to feeling better every day, there are certainly options to improve your feelings. We mentioned, of course, that one place emotions can come from are psychological, neurological, and physical stimuli. Okay? So emotions can be automatic responses to things that are happening to you and things that are happening within you. Okay? So in this case, what are some ways that we can feel better, okay, and improve ourselves every day and perhaps improve the quality of our emotions? Well, one thing is, number one, is to give your body more oxygen, to breathe, okay? Your body loves oxygen, and just simply deep breathing and making sure you're getting more oxygen into your cells, into your brain every day is a really good practice to take care of yourself, okay? And to improve the functionality of your body and your brain. So, for example, one thing I like to do as well is you can simply do the balloon method, which is easy, which is breathing in, filling up the stomach, and exhaling and allowing, just visualizing like you had a balloon on your stomach and visualizing it exhaling as you exhale, okay? So getting smaller. You can do that a few times, okay? As long as it's safe for you to do that. And of course, you could always check with your doctor as well. Another one that I like to do is actually I like to call it like 2-4 or 3-6 breathing, in which case I will breathe in for let's say 4 seconds, or 2 seconds rather. Breathing in for 2 seconds, 1, 2, and then breathing out for twice as long. 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat. Breathing in for 2, 1, 2, and breathing out for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this actually is a way that I can, number one, occupy my mind because I have to count, and it kind of can slow things down and really, I feel better when I breathe more and get more oxygen in my body. You can also play with the numbers and make it, for example, 3 and 6, and keep going and see how that works, how that challenges for you. Another thing that's important to do as well is to exercise. And of course, always check with your doctor to see what exercise is healthy for you. But most people will absolutely benefit from some sort of exercise. I love exercise. Exercise is amazing. It helps me feel so much better. I notice a difference and a drop in my mood, not to mention my confidence, my self-esteem, my output, my optimism when I don't exercise versus when I do. And again, what exercise does is it increases the oxygen intake, okay? And it helps to really, again, feed your body, feed your brain. And it also increases blood flow to your brain. Again, the most vital component that ultimately is responsible for our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts. And it helps to really get those parts of your body going, and it increases mood. Studies have shown that it releases wonderful chemicals that actually will make you feel better naturally. So it's so important. We said it again 1,000 times, like exercise is important to regulate your mood, not just to take care of your body as well. And lastly, food quality, okay? This is a huge one. There's so many studies now, especially if you live in a westernized nation, such as the United States, such as the UK, Canada, etc. The quality of our food is so important, not just for your body and health in general, which is great, which is important, but also for mood. We're actually finding correlations between highly processed food, fast food, and actually destabilization of mood, depression, anxiety, and things like that. So it's really important to take care of your brain. Your brain has to get its nutrients from what you put into your body. So it's really important. Fresh food, alkaline veggies and fruits. It's important to try to increase your intake of that, okay? It's really important, as long as it is healthy and okay for you to do so. That's so important, okay? And finally, the mental stimuli. So we talked about how our emotions and our feelings can often come from our thoughts as well, okay? So not just the things around us, but we think so many thoughts throughout the day. And what's most important is that these thoughts actually are affecting, every thought that we have, again, creates a physical response in the body, and this affects the body. And that's where emotions come from. So check into your thoughts every day. Okay, so become more mindful of what thoughts are looping. So even though we know thousands of thoughts are going throughout your head throughout the day, what studies show is that most of these thoughts are actually the same sorts of things over and over and over again, which tend to produce the same feelings over and over and over again. Okay, so oftentimes you will get a habit of thought that will lead to a habit of feeling and emotion that will lead to a habit of actions, a habit of behavior, a habit of results. So it's really important to check into the thoughts, become mindful to do that, okay? You can even set an alarm that goes off on your phone like every 5-10 minutes, every hour at least, and its whole job is to ask you to check in, okay? How am I feeling right now? Okay, if I don't like the way I'm feeling, what are the thoughts that could be causing these feelings? And can I think a better thought? And remember, thoughts are simply subjective interpretations of reality, of this crazy universe that we're living in. And it absolutely is possible to choose a better thought always. Unless you're feeling really good, which, keep that thought, obviously. All right, so that's it for today. I don't want this video to go too long. But definitely, if you're curious about how hypnosis can make these changes easier, which they can, hypnosis is certainly something that I use to be able to change my thought patterns easier. And it was wonderful to get that assistance. If you're curious as to how that can work, by all means, reach out to me, get a free consultation for, of course, totally free, no charge, get your questions answered. And also, if you are interested in getting a free hypnotic recording and a free video series, check out the Stop Holding Yourself Back video series, which is free with email sign up. You can do all of this at my website, which is newworldhypnosis.com. All right, well, thank you so much. That's it for me today. And I will definitely hope to hear from you. And I hope you're doing well and enjoying the rest of the spring or fall, wherever you're at. And I will definitely check in and talk with you soon, okay? And remember, in order to change your life, you must first change yourself. Thank you so much, and be well, and I'll see you next time.